Hey, and welcome into the Big Ten Huddle. I'm your host, JR, where we talk every Big Ten basketball team with an episode 3 times a week for you on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Today, we have more Portal Talk. You guys continue to watch the Portal Talk. We will continue to deliver you the Portal Talk. It is the dead period, but the portal is anything but dead at this point. In fact, I was just on an episode last night with my friend Sonny Verma on Locked On Illini, breaking down the David Merkovich commitment to Illinois. So go check that out. I will link that episode into the description for you of this video, of this podcast. But don't leave yet. Stay for the entire video and then go watch that one. All right. So first topic of the day. Let me change the background here quick. Okay. Let's talk about 3 Big Ten options for Ian Jackson, who just entered the transfer portal yesterday. He already seems to have a favorite, and we will get into that. But first, hit that like button, subscribe, help us out, help out the channel and the video. I appreciate it. So, Ian Jackson, a name that lit up recruiting boards as a 5-star prospect in the 2024 class, a Bronx native with explosive athleticism and a scores mentality. After one season at North Carolina, the Tar Heels, he's hit the transfer portal, leaving Chapel Hill behind. With 3 years of eligibility left, Jackson's next move could define his path to the NBA or reshape a college program's future. St. John's is the rumored frontrunner per On3, but this is the transfer portal. Nothing's set in stone until the ink dries. Let's break down his game and see how he could land at one of the few different Big Ten programs instead of St. John's. First, let's evaluate what Jackson brings to the table. A 6'4", 190 pounds. He's a combo guard with a knack for putting the ball in the basket. In his freshman year at North Carolina, he averaged 11.9 points per game, shooting 45.6% from the field and an impressive 39.5% from three. He started 12 of the 36 games this season, often playing a secondary role behind RJ Davis, the Tar Heels veteran star. But when Jackson got his chances, he showed flashes of brilliance. 8 games with 20 plus points, including a 26-point outburst against Campbell. The kid can score, and he does it with flair. But some North Carolina fans, and I think this too, took issue a little bit with Jackson's game. With Jackson at times seemed like he was more interested in scoring rather than playmaking for his team and playing defense. Jackson's game is built on athleticism and aggression. He's a downhill driver who loves to attack the rim, using his quick first step and long arms to finish above defenders. His mid-range pull-up is smooth, a weapon that leans into his isolation game. He's the 86th percentile in scoring off ISO. He's also deadly off ball screens, ranking in the 91st percentile for scoring in those situations as well. His 3-point shot is at 39.5%, but he did see that drop to about nearly 32% versus quad 1 teams. He's at his best when he's creating, not spotting up. Defensively, he's got tools, he just doesn't use them. He has length, lateral quickness, and a competitive edge. But at UNC, his effort was inconsistent, and he averaged just 2.7 rebounds and less than 1 assist per game. He's a scorer first. Playmaking, defense are still in the works in progress. So, where could he land in the Big Ten? Let's start with number 1. Oregon. The Ducks under Dana Altman thrive on versatile guards who can score in bunches. Jackson fits that mentality perfectly. He fits that mold. Oregon's a system that loves pace and space, and Jackson's ability to attack off the dribble would pair him with their up-tempo style. Imagine him running alongside playmakers like Jackson Shelstad, who could set him up with easy buckets while Jackson stretches the defense with his slashing and nearly 35% 35% shooting from beyond the arc last year. Altman's known for developing raw talent into NBA prospects like Dylan Brooks, Peyton Pritchard. Plus, if there's any coach who could change Jackson's defensive lapses, it's Dana Altman, turning him into a two-way threat. Plus, Oregon was in his final five out of high school. There's a familiarity there. If he wants a fresh start on the West Coast with a coach who maximizes guards, Eugene could be calling. Next up, Illinois. Brad Underwood's Illini play fast and physical, and they've got the history of turning transfers into stars, just like Terrence Shannon Jr. Illinois lost some key pieces this offseason. They need a dynamic two-guard who can create his own shot, as there is talk about Dame Sarr and Will Riley possibly coming to Illinois, but nothing confirmed yet. They just picked up David Marakovich, and Jackson pairing with Marakovich could be a special blend, as Brad's current lineup could allow Jackson some of the freedom he needs to thrive in an ISO system. Additionally, his ability to score off screens and ISOs would thrive in Underwood's motion offense, where guards get the freedom to attack. Pair him with shooters like Tomislav Visic, Big Z there as well, and you've got a nightmare for Big Ten defenses. Illinois also offers something UNC couldn't, a lead offensive role in the backcourt. At UNC, he was overshadowed by RJ Davis. In Champaign, he could be a very high usage rate player, boosting his draft stock for 2026. The Illini's gritty culture could also sharpen his defense too. Then, last but not least, there's Maryland. Ian Jackson and Buzz Williams. That's the duo, right? That's the duo. A Buzz Williams offense at Maryland would be tantalizing fit for Jackson. Buzz loves guards who can score and attack. Jackson checks those boxes. His game thrives on aggression, and Williams' system built on pace and physicality would let him loose. Jackson would be perfect to use his quick first step to blow by defenders, while 6'9" Pharrell Payne rolls hard off the screen. Payne, a bruising big with soft hands, averaged 10.4 points per game and 5.1 rebounds at Texas A&M last year. Together, they're a pick and roll nightmare. Jackson's downhill thrives, paired with Payne's finishing at the rim, would be nasty. Plus, Payne would be a great offensive rebounder for Jackson, as Payne had a 13.6% offensive rebounding percentage last year, which is good for 93rd percentile in the nation. Defensively, Buzz demands effort, and Payne's rim protection could cover Jackson's lapses. In College Park, Jackson gets a lead role for a pro-minded coach and a big man to grow with. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. St. John's. On Three's Pete Nakos reports that the team to watch for Ian Jackson is St. John's, and it's an easy to see why. Rick Pitino loves guards like Jackson, explosive, confident, and capable of taking over games. The Bronx to the Queens pipeline makes sense. It's a homecoming for the New York kid. Pitino's NBA pedigree could polish Jackson's game for the pros, and St. John's needs a star to pair with talents like Kaderi Richmond, and St. John's fans are buzzing about his fit, as it's a match made in heaven, according to them, for Pitino's system. But here's the catch. The transfer portal is a total wild card. As long as there's not a no contact tag, Jackson's free to talk to anyone. St. John's might lead, but don't count out a late twist. So what's the verdict? Jackson's high ceiling talent with the room to grow. Oregon offers development and pace. Illinois gives him the keys to the offense. Maryland blends in the backcourt, at least. Maryland blends opportunity with familiarity. St. John's has the edge. Pitino's pull is real, but the portal's chaos means anything can happen. He could even test the NBA draft waters by April 26th if he wanted to. Don't think he will, but he could, though projections peg him as a mid to late first rounder at best right now. Wherever he lands, one thing's clear: Ian Jackson's next chapter will be must watch. This kid's got game, and the college basketball world's waiting to see where he takes it. Will it be the Big Ten? Stay right here as we're going to take a quick commercial break and then come back for 3 more players I am ready to predict will transfer to Big Ten teams. We'll be right back. CBB Analytics isn't just another stat site, it's your ultimate destination for in-depth college basketball analysis used by fans and even the coaches. It has comprehensive stats for men's and women's basketball across Division 1 through 3, dating all the way back to 2018. From shooting percentage to game recap, CBB Analytics has it all. Try CBB Analytics for free or pay for a tier to take your basketball knowledge to the next level. Back here on the Big Ten Huddle. Don't forget, you can get $30 off when you sign up for CBB Analytics by using code HUDDLE. Go to cbbanalytics.com and use code HUDDLE. That's HUDDLE, code HUDDLE. All right, back to the show. Now let's get into 3 players trending toward the Big Ten. So far on videos like this, I am 6 for 8. I got Merez Johnson and Austin Rapride, among others as well, right? 6 of them. But I did, I'll admit, I missed on Jonathan Powell and Josh Dix. Didn't see those two happening. I bought into the Indiana and Illinois hype. Who hasn't bought into the Indiana and Illinois hype at some point in their lives? I should have trusted the sick family member angle. Oh well, I hope it all goes well for Josh Dix's mother and everything they're going through with that family. But we do have 3 players trending toward the Big Ten to get to, so let's do that. Player number 1, John Camden from Delaware, who I predict will end up at Ohio State. Ohio State is poised to make a significant splash. The Buckeyes under head coach Jake Diebler have been laser focused on revamping their front court this offseason, and all signs point to Delaware forward John Camden committing to Ohio State as early as today. Who knows? Maybe it already happened today. I'm recording this the night before. Who knows? Maybe it already did. On threes, Pete Nakos has a prediction for it in 2, adding fuel to the speculation that Camden is Columbus bound. With 1 year of eligibility left, the 6'8", 220 pounds standout from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, could be a missing piece to elevate the Buckeyes roster. Ohio State's pursuit of Camden makes perfect sense. Diebler has already secured 7-footer Christoph Tilley from Santa Clara, signaling a clear intent to bolster the front court with size and skill. But Camden brings a different dimension, a proven product who averaged 16.8 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game last season. The Delaware Blue Hens. His shooting splits are equally as impressive: 46.9% from the field, 41.6% from behind the arc, and 78.5% from the free throw line. Those numbers scream efficiency, versatility, 2 traits Diebler covets as he molds Ohio State's offense into a dynamic, modern attack. He is also a strong pick for Ohio State because, for starters, his hometown connection. Did you catch it? What I said earlier? Ohio State fans, you catch it? Camden hails from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. I hope I'm saying that right. The same town that produced Ohio State's national championship quarterback, Will Howard. That shared Keystone State pride could ease his transition into Columbus. For all we know, Will Howard helped with this recruitment. Probably not. He's in the NFL draft. But anyway, beyond geography, though, Camden fits Diebler's vision like a glove. After learning from past experiences, namely the risk of banking on unproven players like Aaron Bradshaw, Diebler is prioritizing reliability. Camden isn't a gamble. He's a polished forward with a track record of production, having honed in his game across stints at Memphis, Virginia Tech, and last year, Delaware. He's the kind of plug-and-play talent who could step into the role of Diebler's next Jamison Battle from 2 years ago. I can't say anything right today. A consistent scorer and floor spacer who keeps the defense honest. Diebler's offensive philosophy thrives on players who can stretch the floor and contribute on both ends, and Camden checks those boxes. His 41.6% three-point shooting opens up driving lanes for guards, while his 5.5 rebounds per game shows he's not afraid to mix it up in the paint too. Pair him with Tilly's shooting and Sean Stewart's rim presence around the basket, protecting it and rebounding, and Ohio State suddenly has a front court that blends size, shooting, and savvy play. It's a recipe for success in the Big Ten, where versatility often separates contenders from pretenders. The buzz around Camden's potential commitment is palpable, and Ohio State fans have reason to be optimistic. This isn't just another transfer rumor. It's a move that aligns with Diebler's strategy to build a roster that he can trust. If Camden does indeed commit, and the tea leaves suggest he will, he could be the missing piece to a revamped Buckeye squad ready to make some noise next season and get to the NCAA tournament. Keep an eye on Columbus. Something big could be brewing there, and John Camden might just be the spark Ohio State needs. Next up, another great shooter in Lamar Wilkerson from Sam Houston State. I predict he will go to Indiana. Lamar Wilkerson, the standout scoring guard from Sam Houston State, is on the verge of making a decision that could shake up the college basketball landscape. The buzz is growing louder and louder that Wilkerson, one of the most coveted transfers in the portal, is leaning toward Indiana, and it could happen sometime this week, possibly today, who knows. On3's national reporter Pete Nakos has even put in a prediction as well for Indiana to land him, which shows the new Indiana coach Darren DeVries has made Wilkerson a top priority, and the Hoosiers are gaining some serious momentum. He's 6'5", a sharpshooter that would be a breath of fresh air for Indiana fans who have seen a struggling three-point shooting team for too long and need more three-pointers in their lives. Wilkerson's resume speaks for itself. Over 95 career games at Sam Houston State, he's averaged 13.9 points, 3.6 assists, and 2.7 rebounds in 27.3 minutes per game. The past season, he took his game to another level, leading Conference USA in scoring with 20.5 points per game while shooting an eye-popping 44.5% from beyond the arc on three and a half made threes per contest. That mark ranked him amongst the nation's elite with 43.4% clip against Division I opponents, placing him third in the country among players with at least 90 made three-pointers, trailing only Belmont's Tyler Lundblade and Kentucky's Kobe Brea, a two-time first-team All-Conference USA selection. Wilkerson has a deep range with 20 triples from a step or two back beyond the arc. His consistency is impressive too. 17 games with 20 or more points, 10 games with 25 or more points, making him a game changer. While heavyweights like Kentucky, Alabama, Duke, Kansas, Arkansas, Auburn, Ole Miss, Louisville, and who's the last one? SMU, that's right, have all been in the mix, Indiana's pursuit has stood out. The Hoosiers already active in the portal with additions like DePaul's Connor Enright, West Virginia's Tucker DeVries, and Davidson's Reed Bailey see Wilkerson as a missing piece as this dynamic guard who can stretch defenses and light up the scoreboard. With 1 year of eligibility left, the Ashdown, Arkansas native brings a polished skill set honed over 3 seasons at Sam Houston State, in a year at Three Rivers Junior College as well. His career 40% three-point shooting and 2.1 makes per game only adds to his appeal. Wilkerson's plan has been to take college visits before deciding, but the chatter suggests Indiana might not have to wait too long. The program's recent push, combined with DeVries' vision, seems to be resonating, and beyond his scoring, Wilkerson offers 4 rebounds and 2.1 assists per game, an 82.2% free throw stroke, and a 59.1% effective field goal percentage. He is ranked number 30 in On3's transfer rankings. He's a prize worth fighting for. If Wilkerson commits to Indiana this week, or even maybe today, who knows, it'd be a statement for DeVries and a signal that the Hoosiers are serious about contending. The pieces are falling into place, and all signs point to Bloomington as his next home. Keep an eye out for Lamar Wilkerson, could soon be donning the cream and crimson. Last but not least, I have Bryce Lindsey from James Madison going to Maryland. Bryce Lindsey, the standout redshirt freshman from Maryland, is on the verge of a homecoming that could shake up Maryland basketball's roster. I guess be a good thing for Maryland basketball's roster. After a stellar season in the Sun Belt where he claimed both Sixth Man of the Year and Freshman of the Year honors, Lindsey entered the transfer portal this last week. Now with Buzz Williams at the helm of the Terrapins, I'm thinking Lindsey could commit to Maryland. Much of the insight stems from the reporting of Inside Maryland Sports on 24/7's Maryland site. Love them. They do a great job. Please go check them out for any of your Maryland coverage. They noted that Williams, who recently took over the Maryland program, held a Zoom session with Lindsey on Monday. This isn't just a casual check-in, though. Williams and Lindsey have history. A 6'3" Baltimore native initially committed to Williams at Texas A&M, redshirting his freshman year before transferring to James Madison. Their pairing was amicable, with Lindsey himself saying, quote, "There's no bad blood between me and Coach Buzz," end quote. The familiarity could be the tipping point here. Lindsey's fit at Maryland makes too much sense to ignore. After averaging 13.4 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.2 assists in nearly 30 minutes per game at James Madison, he's a proven high-impact player. His shooting prowess, 40.8% from 3 on 87 makes, sets a JMU freshman record and led the Sun Belt in three-point percentage. Lindsey is a pure bucket getter and brings the kind of scoring punch Maryland needs, with only 4 players currently on the roster. It's looking like Rodney Rice will be heading elsewhere, possibly even to Tennessee with Jacoby Gillespie, but Williams is casting a wide net, and Lindsey stands out as one of the most talented transfers he's pursued. The local angle only strengthens Maryland's case. As St. Francis Academy alum, Lindsey hails from Baltimore, where recent prospects have thrived under the Terrapins banner, and in a wide open opportunity for playing time in Williams' system, where Lindsey already knows, and it's a compelling pitch. Sure, heavyweights like Oklahoma and Texas have held Zoom sessions with him, and schools like Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Gonzaga, UConn, and USC are in the mix as well. But Maryland's blend of familiarity, proximity, and immediate role feels like the perfect storm. IMS reports that Lindsey plans to set up visits soon to narrow his options, but I'm betting he doesn't need to look far. The narrative writes itself. A 4-star Baltimore kid who followed Williams to Texas, to Texas A&M, and then back to Maryland, found his footing at JMU, and now comes home to shine under coach that he trusts at Maryland. Unless the portal throws a curveball, which certainly can happen, just talked about in the last segment, I'm confident Lindsey will be a Terrapin. Maryland fans, get ready. This could be the start of something special. We're going to take another commercial break and then come back and talk about the house settlement that just happened. We'll get into all that and have all that for you. So check out this commercial, and then we'll be right back. Homefield is your go-to destination for premium collegiate apparel with a passion for comfort and a flair for vintage design. Homefield brings you gear that is comfortable and stylish. With over 150 colleges to choose from, Homefield digs deep into the archives, uncovering forgotten logos, iconic mascots, and legendary moments to create one-of-a-kind apparel. Use my code TBTH for 15% off for new customers, or use my link in the description. And we're back. Don't forget, shop Homefield. Use the link in the description. Great stuff there. You'll love all the stuff at home field. They do a great job. Okay, so a pseudo transfer portal topic here is I want to take some time and explain the House settlement ruling and what it means for the transfer portal right now. There's been some rumblings that could affect things, and I just want to go through what was the ruling, what happened. Let's get right into it. Yesterday was a big day in college athletics, and I want to break it down for you because it matters right now in the basketball transfer portal. Understand, a judge in California named Claudia Wilkin held a hearing about something called House versus NCAA settlement. This is a huge deal that could change how college athletes, especially basketball players, get made and move between teams. Since the basketball transfer portal is open right now, meaning players are deciding where to play next season, I'll focus on what this all means for them. Let's dive in, but first let's review a little bit. This might seem a little simple to you, but let's just review a little bit what the settlement is about. Basically, what they are trying to do is modernize and fix some old rules in college sports. I do the quotation marks for fix because some people like the old ways better than what they do now, right? But if we're being real, for years the NCAA didn't let athletes make money off their names, image, and likeness through ads and social media deals. That's called name, image, or that's the name, image, and likeness that they should have been letting them have. And we all talk about today. The lawsuit started by a swimmer named Grant House and others said that it was unfair. They argued athletes should have been paid for things like TV games or video games using their likeness, and they want money for the past plus new rules for the future. The settlement they came up with has two main parts: back pay and future pay. Let's start with back pay. The NCAA and big conferences like the Big Ten, would pay $2.8 billion over 10 years to athletes who played since 2016. Folks who missed out on NIL money back then. As far as future pay, starting on July 1st, 2025, schools could pay athletes directly for their NIL up to a certain amount each year, kind of like a salary cap that you see in pro sports. But here's the catch. Today, Judge Wilkin didn't say yes to the plan. She said it's a good idea, but overall has some problems that need fixing before she'll approve it. So, no final decision yet. What does this mean for the basketball players in the transfer portal? Simply, let's just unpack it, okay? In a courtroom in Oakland, California, buzzing all day, the lawyers, athletes, and the judge, the NCAA and athletes' lawyers pitched this settlement as a win-win. Both parties agreed. They'd pay out $2.8 billion and start letting schools pay players directly. But Judge Wilkin wasn't totally sold. She pointed out a few big issues, those issues being roster limits, future players' rights, and NIL deals outside the school. As far as roster limits go, the plan swaps out old scholarship limits, like how many players a team can give money to, for new roster limits, capping the how many players can be on a team. For basketball, that might mean a few spots. Wilkin worried that could kick current players off teams too fast and wanted a slower rollout to protect them. She also wanted to address future players' rights. The deal lasts 10 years, so it would apply to kids who aren't even in college or even thinking about college yet. Wilkin questioned if it's fair to lock them into rules that they can't argue against now. Finally, she addressed NIL deals outside of school. Right now, players can sign deals with companies or fan groups called collectives, like getting paid to promote a local business. The settlement would let the NCAA check any deal over $600 to make sure it's real and not just a sneaky way to pay players more than the school's cap. Wilkin asked why this is needed, if it's a fair limit, and if it's fair to limit those deals. This is a question many have had, and it's not unexpected for her to question it. At the end of the day, she told everyone, I like the settlement, but it's not perfect. Go fix these things and come back in a week. So the lawyers are scrambling to tweak it, and we won't know the final answer for a bit. So let's zoom in on basketball for a second now. The transfer portal is insane right now. It's absolute madness. I mean, you thought March Madness, we got Portal Madness, okay? Players are leaving their teams, picking new teams, and signing deals. Coaches are racing to build their roster for next season. Before yesterday, some people thought if the settlement passed, it'd shake things up big time. The old idea was that if it got approved today, any player signing with a team after April 7th would have their NIL deals restricted, meaning those outside deals and collectives or companies might get capped or reviewed starting right away. That could have made players rush to sign before today to lock in bigger, freer NIL money. But since Judge Wilkin didn't approve it, that's not happening yet. The portal stays wide open under the current rules where players can transfer out and grab whatever NIL deals they can get. No new limits kicking in today. It makes me wonder if players will regret their decision. Right, thinking they made the decision too soon, and I just made this decision because I wanted to get more money, because I decided this soon, and maybe they'll decommit from their schools and go to another one. Truthfully, this wouldn't be unheard of, as John Tonji flipped his commitment from New Mexico to Wisconsin on April 28th of last year. Look, I'm not predicting this will happen with anyone, and I'm not even saying John Tonji did that because of that. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But it wouldn't surprise me if it does. But let's talk, if the settlement gets fixed and approved, maybe in a few weeks or months, those three things we discussed earlier, the roster limits, school payouts, and NIL reviews, could happen for basketball players. For now, though, players in the portal are safe from those changes. They can keep chasing the best offers, both from school and outside groups, without new rules slowing them down. If you're a fan, a parent, or just curious about the settlement, could change college basketball a lot. More money for players sounds great, but fewer roster spots might mean less chance for underdogs to shine, and of course the whole sadness of the walk-on and how that's turning out. And those NIL reviews, they could tame the crazy spending that we've seen where players rake in millions and boosters, and right now the portal's still a free-for-all, and players are cashing in while they can. The old worry that signing after today would limit NIL didn't happen because settlements on hold. So players transferring this week can breathe easy, keep negotiating. We'll have to wait and see how the laws fix this and what Judge Wilkin says next. For now, the game's still on and the portal is buzzing. What do you think? Should players get paid for their school? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll keep you posted as the story unfolds. That's all I got for you on this episode of the Big Ten Huddle. Remember to come back. Join me every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We also have a football show that goes live on those same days at 9 p.m. so you can get the Big Ten Huddle every morning and stay up to date on all the things in the Big Ten, both football and men's basketball. Thank you so much for listening. I truly do appreciate it. I really, really do. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.